So we are about to get going. So first off, just like welcome in, and like literally what this is about is giving you just a general overview, just as a sort of step into our shoes a little bit to let you know what it is that we do. So first off, what we're going to cover today is like who we are, who's Team Beachbody, like all of these things there. So it just gives you that general overview. And that's by the end of this little presentation, hopefully you'll have the answers to all of this. I'm going to take you through it today. I've been voluntold, so like she voluntold me. So we're getting ready to go on this. So I will be doing everything. So I know I'm not Diana. This is her right here. So first off, just a little bit about us and more specifically Diana. So like both of us have had hundreds and hundreds of jobs, just like you. We've been in the leisure industry. We've been through all of the jobs that we've had there. What kind of happened initially with like Diana is she kind of got into fitness through her dad, and it was just a time in her life where she was feeling a little bit lost and kind of come out of a bad relationship. And then it was her dad who first started getting her in, and she just started going out running and then just developed a passion for that. From there, she moved on through into college and then on to university. And then from there got into basically group exercise, and that became a massive passion, and she was working for other people though through that. So what happened was after a while she kind of just got a little bit lost with it all and felt like it was always a case of her just giving and giving and giving, and she wasn't actually able to get into what was eventually, or what was initially, her passion for this is. So basically what happened was she just got a bit disenamored with all of it and wasn't able to focus on herself. So as she did that, what happened then is she was starting to look for some other things that were going to be popping up. And that's when the Beachbody opportunity, initially it started off as delivering live classes and being a master trainer. But then when the opportunity arose, it's about 3 years ago now, to jump into it being fully online, she just embraced that. We both did. And we sort of jumped in and went all in with it. And within 3 years, so we've ran our business now, we've been self-employed, we've had our own business now running for several years. But in the past 3 years, it's literally skyrocketed. We've went from sort of running around the country, trying to just take every job we possibly could just to make sure we had cash coming in, to the point where like we're now earning six figures through our business, which has enabled me to sort of take a step back from full-time employment. And we basically get to live and work from home. Just recently, we're number 19 in the entire world in the network, which is 400,000 coaches. We're the number one European team, and our team now has over 500 people in it overall, which is just phenomenal considering just 3 years ago, it was literally just Diana and I operating out of the back of her car, like literally having rental cars, flying about, like being like, oh, can I do a class so that I can earn £15 an hour? And like just going from hourly paid job to hourly paid job and not really having any security or anything through that. So what we do now though is like the focus overall hasn't really changed. And I think this is the important bit that we want to get across, is just a little bit about vision. We'll chat about that a little bit more in a second, but with Diana, her whole thing was that she had pretty much lost her mojo. She was running around doing stuff for other people, and she felt like her fitness was just getting worse and worse and worse. And she wasn't really achieving her goals in terms of her personal fitness. And that was just leading to a little bit of frustration. So now what Diana does, is where she's from now, is basically helping other women to develop their own businesses, so that if they're feeling a little bit uncertain, a little bit unfocused, or a little bit undisciplined, she gives them that focus and discipline. She starts off with what basically I consider to be Diana's superpower, which is belief. Sometimes it happens, like you said there, you're maybe thinking about starting your own job and starting your own business, and you want to, but part of you doesn't, and you're not really too sure. And there's this little doubt, and there's this conflict or conflict rather, that happens in your head. And what Diana does is she just gives you that belief, because when you have that negative self-talk and that uncertainty in your head, sometimes you hold yourself back, and sometimes it's difficult to believe in yourself. And this is where a coach comes in. And really what a coach does is believes in you at those times where you can't, and then really just supports you and walks along with you as you drive forward towards your goals. It's not about her putting in place goals for you or telling you what to do. It's your goals, it's your life. You make all of the decisions. All we do is we're there to back you up, and we act as a sounding board for what it is that you do. So just to sort of talk about that a little bit more now is I wanted you just to take a little second and just have a little think about what these goals are. So Tina, both you and Egla, just think about what it is where would you see yourself in 5 years time, in 10 years time, in 20 years time? Um, Again, when we first started this off, we really had no concept. All we knew was that we wanted to help people. And like the thing is, we're uniquely qualified in this to be able to support and help you do that because we've been there. We're giving you the gift of going second. And literally, what we're here to do is just show you what is possible and what you can do with just some hard work and effort over time. And it's not something that just happens overnight. It's taken us 3 years to get where we are just now. And it has been a slog and it has been hard work, but like take a wee look at some of those photos, like it's been worth it. We've got this team of people who we just absolutely adore, and they're not colleagues. So do you know how at work you've got colleagues and there's people there, and there's always those people that you're just like, look, I really don't want to spend time with them. Hey, we've got 500 people, and like we love to spend time with every single one of them. And I think that that's something that, again, is like really inherently unique with this opportunity, is to do that and then get paid. We've traveled around the world here and had these amazing opportunities to be able to stand up and do our group fitness. So like Diana's passions group fitness and stand up in front of people and deliver. And you're taking classes in like local centers and community centers and things, and you maybe get 50, like we've had up to 100 people, a couple hundred people attending things, but we've had this opportunity now across in America to stand up in front of 30,000 people and be on stage, which is just like unbelievable. It just blows your mind. And it's not just really about us, like we're giving you this here and we're just passing on information just now. But next, I just wanted to give you a little story about one of the other people in our team. And that story is just about Megan. So this would be about three and a half years ago now, when before the network had even kicked off, and Megan had jumped in, and like she lived up in Grant, and she was a teacher. So this is Megan and her family there, and like looking at these pictures now, like it's just crazy. Like it just blows my mind. Like so I can just remember just now, like the first time I met Megan, and she was this little sort of shy teacher from up north in the Highlands, and just really wasn't too sure about herself or her direction. She just knew something could be better, and she wanted that to be have this better life for her and her family. And like to look at Megan now, who she's one of the top 10 coaches in Europe. I remember having a meeting with her. What would it be? Maybe about a year and a half ago.
Oh, yeah.
And we started, this is about those dreams. And we sort of said, well, what is it you're actually wanting? And her goal was to basically to be able to have more time to spend with her family, with her two young boys and her husband. And income's always a thing, but it wasn't about the money. The money was just the vehicle for the change. What Megan actually wanted was that time with her family and to be able to take a step back from teaching. And now Megan is working part-time. She's pulling in more money through her Beachbody business than she is through her teaching business. And from that's something that she studied 4 or 5 years at university for. And she's basically now working from home half of her week. And what she looks at is that income that's coming in isn't about her earning more money for X or Y or whatever. It isn't that. It's about time. It's about time with her family. It's about time with her husband. It's about developing those relationships and spending that quality time that you just can't get back. There's always opportunity to earn money, but that's not what it's about. It's about that opportunity to spend time with the family, and that's what she's done. And she really is just smashing it. So this year, she's just had another massive rank and got this opportunity to be one of 500 coaches across the whole world to attend this special event out in America. So absolutely amazing. So just thinking about that and thinking about this, just possibility, it really is about what's happening and what's going on just now. So you take a look at the pictures there, like it's kind of a common thing right now. That's the stuff we see in the news. Like, and really, is it going to change? there's so much uncertainty. I was just listening to the news, and so just yesterday we were thinking, oh wow, we're going to get on holiday, we're going to go across to Europe, we're going to do all this crazy stuff, and it's going to be amazing. And then today we're sitting listening to the news about rising cases in France, rising cases in this, and are we going to get to go on holiday? So it really leaves you in this thought process where you're like, well, look, what am I going to do next? Do I have to re-educate? Is it a career change? How do we put a plan in place so that we can protect what it is that we do and what it is that we love? And I think that this really, Beachbody is giving you that opportunity. And really what we're doing and what all of our leaders are here to do is just basically be that guide and walk alongside you as you take that opportunity. And again, Carmen jumping on there is just another one she's been through this massive sort of roller coaster ride as she's first got started and kicked off now, moving from having that PT business and now taking that business online, and again, now looking to transition. And it just gives you that more flexibility and freedom. Whereas rather than you being beholden on the 3 or 4 people or the 10 people or the 50 people in this little small area, you've now got this opportunity to connect with people on a global level, which is just like unbelievable. Like 3 years ago, if you told us where we would be right now, we wouldn't have believed you. But well, hey, this is where we are. So just to give you a little bit, here's the thing. So there's a whole bunch of stuff up there. Take a wee look at that. But it's not really about all those different bits and pieces. The key thing that I wanted to get across here is just that, like, as an organization, we're just constantly evolving and it adapts constantly. And one of the things that we always talk about with Beachbody is just, it is that ability to adapt and the ability to change. Like if you've heard of Shaun T, you've heard of Tony Horton, you've maybe heard of P90X or Insanity. That's where it all sort of began. And it was with a guy called Carl Deichler and John Congdon. And it literally was, they were operating out of the boot of his car at a beach down in Santa Monica. And now they're this billion-dollar organization that's now opening countries across the world. So it's just unbelievable. And it stops there at 2020, but like Carmen's there as well. And we've been just sitting listening to some of the stuff that's going to be happening to this year. And it's literally going to blow your mind. We're looking at now branching into more live delivery. We're looking at taking cycling on board, having everything. So there's just this opportunity to leverage so much. But at its base, the mission and what it is that we do is we help people fulfill their goals and to change their lives, and to do that in just a really simple manner. And that's one of the key things here. There's a way to integrate this with your business, no matter what it is that you do. And one of the key things is for all of us who are really embedded in that exercise zone and in that sector of delivering exercise, one of the things that's always been a challenge, and I know like as we've developed and built our business, for like Dan and I, like our background was in movement. We were movement specialists. We've operated with various people all over the place. You've got Carmen there again, like she's Group X, she's delivering all this stuff. Egla as well, Group X, delivering this. We're specialists in movement. And quite often what happens is we dip our toe into nutrition, but it can always be that thing that's the missing link. We have people coming along to our classes, and like I'm pretty sure if you were to think about that as a Group X instructor and you think about that, there's these people coming along to your classes, and you see these people who've been coming to your classes for years and not really had a change. They show up every week, but they don't really get that change. And one of the things there is we're trying to work from the outside in. And one of the things we do with Beachbody's work from the inside out. And you've probably heard of Darren Aline. He was on that Down to Earth with Zac Efron. He's a superfood hunter and like clinical sports psychologist, nutritionalist. And basically what he does is like, he's one of these people you really hate. Not only has he got the hair and the looks and stuff, basically his job, he just travels around the world, all the really cool places, and eats really cool foods and does really cool stuff. But he developed this superfood blend that we have, which we add in. So these days, probably more and more now in the news, like you hear about inflammation, about gut health, about that link from what happens in your gut to just how you feel. So mood, and like whether it's like these mental health issues, whether it's like you're feeling a bit depressed or whether you have anxiety, a lot of that's linked to poor gut health. And that comes from us eating over processed foods. And it's funny, like I remember when I first started reading about this, like I'm the biggest cynic in the planet. And I was just like, right, yeah, okay, yeah, keep talking. Yeah, what is it? But so what I did was I took a little step back I did my PubMed search and I went on to like all the journal articles because I am like the uber geek, like watch Star Trek and everything. And I remember looking into all of those articles, and it was funny. I just started pulling this little thread and like it was just seeing where it would lead me. And all of this stuff that they were talking about, it is actual science and it's based in truth. Go check out the Journal of Nutritional Science, Journal of Health, even in Nature, which is one of like, it's literally the top journal of all. And it just this month there was new articles coming out about gut health, the link between gut health and that microbiome in your gut and mental health. And the thing is, what it was talking about is if that's not there, we're not actually absorbing the food. So we talk about all these things like the thermic effect of food, and the food will do this and the food will do that. Hey, without that microbiome, which is those like symbiotic organisms that live in your gut, we're not getting that goodness, that nutrition. So that protein that you're taking by the bucket load out of those cheap, like, what is it, like flour or mixed with some sawdust that you're eating, like it's literally not doing the good it's trying to do because the gut isn't digesting it. So what we do is with this Shakeology now is by taking that, it just helps to not only two bits, we've got probiotics and prebiotics. The prebiotics is like you tilling the earth. And then the probiotics is that then like once you've tilled the earth and you've planted those seeds, the probiotics is like you fertilizing that and helping keep it growing. Because here's the thing, it's 2021, like it's not about starving yourself or depriving yourself of anything. We still want to be able to eat these things that we love and do all of that, but we still want to be healthy. And that probiotics, just any damage that we're doing by taking on board these foods that maybe are a little bit processed that we still love, it just helps to sort of counteract that a little bit. Just to give you an idea of scale, here's some stuff and some stats about Beachbody On Demand. Like, now I took them, these are a few months old now, it's even bigger than that, but it's just crazy. 2.3 million subscribers. We've had days where we've had over 40,000 people working out like a single time. Like it's nuts. So you can log in, and every time you log into the app, it tells you how many people are active and currently working out, and it just blows your mind sometimes. Like we've got the mega gym on in the morning, and like all our guys jump in at like between 4 in the morning and 9 in the morning and do their workouts, and it's crazy. We jump on Zoom and we can see each other, and like it's crazy to know that there's still like hundreds and tens of thousands of people like working out all around the world. Just some stuff about results, because hey, it's fitness. If you don't chuck up a results picture, I think you actually get taken to jail. So I'm up there as well. There's my good buddy, like Stephen Butterfield. Check out Stephen with his tan and his abs. Like, come on, like really. We've got Helen there, a good friend who just lives along the road. Like, she just blew our mind with our last program that came out, 9 Week Control Freak. And same with Tracy there at the far left. Like, actually, like, ridiculous. Tracy's story is actually super interesting though, because a lot of people talk about this and about this losing weight or losing fat. Tracy and Diana had this call with her, and she was getting frustrated because she was shrinking and shrinking and shrinking, but she wasn't actually losing any weight. And for us, we were just like, that's awesome. That's like the best, because that means she's building muscle. She's like getting more dense bone structure and helping all that stuff. And she's getting rid of that bloating, getting rid of all that fluid retention that she has, but she wasn't actually changing weight. Like, but if you look at the pictures between week 1 and week 9 there, it's just crazy. So that's just some of the stuff. And one of the big things we're always about here is celebrating success. And again, Carmen will tell you about that. Anytime we have something, like, we love to send gifts to people. We love to reward you. And it's not just us. Carmen's exactly the same. I saw today, by the way, your art on those little things you stuck up for Sean T. Go on. I was like, oh, I need to up my game now. Carmen's on this. So there we go. So yeah, just some stories there about, like, these are all our friends. Like, they're not, yes, we work with them, but they're more than that. They're friends, they're family, they're part of our community. So just moving on now to these people, like, who are they? Well, I've already told you the story about Megan. We've got teachers there, Fit Pros. We've got Carmen on here with us just now. We've got nurses. We've got students. We've literally got people from all walks of life, right through to like doctors and like medical doctors and like PhD people on here. Like, anybody can do this. Yeah. So if you're asking who can, anybody. Anybody can do this. And really the key and all it is that we look for, and like it just like it warmed my heart yesterday. Like I was having a wee chat with Carmen, telling her how awesome she was, and she was like, oh, I've got this new coach coming on board. And it wasn't like, oh, she's this super seller or blah blah blah. She's like that. Do you know what? She cares. She cares about people. She cares about people getting results, and she's just passionate about helping others. She'll be perfect for Team Livewright. And I was just like, do you know what? Carmen gets it. And that's what our community is all about. It's just caring about people and wanting to make a difference in the community. Again, just some more little stats before we go into telling a little bit about Carmen's story. I'll just let you read them. You'll see this, and you can, if you want to check it out in the recording as well. Crazy stats. All the time you're hearing about decline, financial decline. We're just growing and constantly expanding. So just Carmen there. Carmen, she's actually currently in a test program with about to start with, like, we're all super jealous. Well, all the ladies are. I'm super jealous because he's cool, but the ladies are because he's a bit of a looker. And so she's getting in with Amola Cesar to do his brand new program. So the next 90 days or so, she's going to be all in with this. So before even anybody else in the world's getting to do it, because of her success and like just her passion for helping people, she's now going to be on doing this program with Amola. So again, like Diana knows all the conversations, and it's like when lockdown first happened, like Carmen went through a lot. There was a lot going on there. And I think all of us have been through that in the fitness industry, doubting yourself, like being like, oh, what am I going to do now? Like people are closing studios. Carmen's had to do the same thing and having to move and transition online. But it becomes this challenge when you're not really sure what it is you're doing. You're not like really sure. You don't have a product. You don't have a system. And really, that's what we're doing here. We're here to offer you a platform, which is a system and a product to get so that you do what your mission is, which is to help other people and to give them success and help them achieve their results. But everything's pre-packaged for you that you can just hand out. And you can really just focus in on the most important thing now, which is coaching and working with people. It's not about anything else. It's about you working with humans, working with other humans, regardless of who they are. And that's really what we're here to do. And again, Carmen now, she'll be more at home. She's got more time to spend with the family, like in hubby and things like that. So it's just, these are the things that you can do, and you get to do them from the comfort of your house. And you can be anywhere in the world and just continue to do this. And we can't wait for later in the year when we're going to go be able to get abroad and stuff and hang out. So what is it we actually do? We keep fit and keep ourselves fit. We're a walking billboard for our organization. And like I said right at the beginning, where Diana with her group fitness was like basically bursting herself, running her body into the ground, doing class after class after class, 20, 30 hours a week. Now she doesn't. She trains for herself, and then she supports her clients to get the best results that they possibly can. And she's not knackered from running all this other stuff. She's got that time and that energy to be truly passionate and truly engaged in every moment that she spends with people. We build a community, people like Carmen, people like you guys who just come on board, and we just like create this family with a group of people that you can get together with, so that regardless of what's going on, if you're needing help at any point, you know that you can reach out to 500 other people, just send them a message and they'll be there for you and there to help. And that's something that when you're trying to make a change yourself, we all want, because we all sort of have that little voice in the back of our head that maybe says, I don't know if you can. I don't know if you can do this. It's self-doubt, self-criticism. Are you good enough? And sometimes all you need is that friendly voice to just tell you, do you know what? You are good enough and you can do this. And that's really what anybody in our community is there for and to do for you. Hey, but don't get us wrong, accountability, just as important. Like, and what that is, it's about pulling you up on all those thoughts that go in your head and all that stuff that's going on. So if you are starting to like say stuff that just isn't true, we'll hold you accountable, and we'll be like, hey, do you know what? That's rubbish, because you're better than that, and you deserve better than that, and you can get better than that. And what we'll do is we just regularly check in with you to make sure that you're doing the things. It's like you do with your clients, because quite often they don't do the things. They talk the talk, but they don't do the things. And we'll just hold you accountable to the things there. And then other than that, it's just passing on and educating, sharing our knowledge, tips and things that we've learned. And more than that, it's sharing the tips and things that we've learned from the community, bigging up the people in the community who've had results, and getting them to come on and tell their own individual stories. So in terms of that coaching, what is it? Why do we love it so much? Well, first above all other things is the community. We've got this family that we get to hang out with. Hey, do you know what? Yeah, we also earn some money. And it is kind of important, because if we didn't get the money and we didn't earn the money, we wouldn't be able to do all the cool things and hang out with all the cool people. So what we earn is we get commissions, and we get about 25% off product, but we also earn a 25% commission on product that we sell. We get 3 people in, and we're covering the cost of our own stuff, which is phenomenal. And it'll just can ramp up and build from there. We get primary access and online access before anybody else in the world does as coaches to all the new product that's coming out and the latest innovations, so that we can stay at the forefront of the sector and what's going on. And again, if you're like super engaged and you really work hard, like Carmen, you'll get access to the program even before the coaches get access to the program. So there's these opportunities to be involved with the product development, not just you get to sample it, but actually be there involved in that. Low membership fee, it's super cheap. Yeah, super cheap. And we get to basically ridiculous amounts of stuff to do for buttons. And hey, that's what's cool, because we get these discounts. And again, the key thing here is, and like this is the thing that like Diana always goes on about and she's super pleased with, is she gets to do it on her terms. She doesn't like getting told what to do. So if you don't like getting told what to do either, it's maybe a good thing. I'm saying that quietly because she will hit me. She's quite violent that way. But anyway, yes, so she gets to do it in her terms, and she gets to pick and choose who it is that she works with. So she's not having to work with people who are going to, you know, these people who just drain the energy out of you, drain the life out of you. It's like, well, you don't have to work with them. It's as simple as that. And the thing is, you can just sort of select those people who you do want to work with. And it's funny, that just breeds success though, because when you're surrounded by your tribe, there's nothing that can stop you.
Amen.
So how to get involved? Dead simple. Connect with whoever's giving you the details for the webinar. Just give them a shout out. Don't make them be the one that has to get in touch with you. You connect with them first. All we're going to do from there is have a little conversation with you to make sure this is right for you. Because if it's not right for you, we don't want to be trying to get you to do something that's not going to work for you. Because if it's not going to work for you, it's not going to work for us either. Once we've connected with you, we'll get you connected and give you the simple steps and the best things that you need to do and products that you need to do to get yourself started. And then simply what we'll do is you'll get a one-to-one with us, and we'll work you through exactly what to do to open up your business. To give you a little example of what that might look like, I'm not going to read it out here. This is just a very simple example based off that if you get the 3 people in. But you can see here how you start to earn income. And pretty much within that first month or 2, you've made back the money that it was that you've spent to get in. And then you're starting to develop this residual income. And the residual income comes from making sure that you make sure your challengers and the people that you work with stay involved and stay connected. So just like anything else, it's not just about pulling people in, it's about keeping people at your class, keeping people engaged with what you do. And the way you do that is just check up on them, care on them, send them out love, and then that's what's going to happen. So super, super simple. And over time, that just develops and develops. And there's other ways and other methods that you can actually earn money. But as you start to get into it, we'll tell you more about that. Other things that happen is you've got opportunities to earn like little gifts and things like skip caps and trips abroad, international recognition, all of that. So just again, just some perks there. I've kind of been through all these, so I'm not going to read them off one by one, but there's a whole bunch of stuff that we get. The key thing though is the community. And like, if you look across there, you see the top right picture there, us all in the sunshine. That was our very first Success Club trip. It was in the Riviera Maya at the Hard Rock Hotel and Cafe. And like, hotel and cafe?
There was a cafe.
There was a cafe there, but it wasn't just a cafe. Where did cafe come from? It was the Hard Rock Hotel and Resort. And literally it was in Mexico, and it was unbelievable. It was all paid for us. We just had to get across there. And there's Megan there, there's Jane, Andrew, that's Megan's partner. Like, we literally just got to spend a week across there in the sun, hanging out with all these super cool people and just having a blast. We got to work out, if you look at the one in the bottom left there, we got to hang out on stage with all these super trainers. And do you know what? unbelievable pool parties, everything. And the top left one there, that's Diana with Melissa, and that was who invited us in, and that was her out in New Orleans. So yeah, what can you expect when you join? We give you new orientation. There's opportunities to travel to Summit. We've got social media training, like everything. We've got a Facebook group that you get to join in with that community. So that is everything that you can expect. So all that's left to do now is just to say like a massive, massive thank you from us. So there's Diana, Megan, and Carmen up there, our Team Livewright leadership team. Can't speak today. And just leave you with this thought: is what you're doing right now getting you closer to what your goals actually are? Or are you just sort of treading water somewhere? The difference between being ordinary and extraordinary is that little bit extra. So if you want to have that little bit extra, hey, just give us a shout, get in touch with whoever's invited you in, and we can do that. Don't let them be the one that's going to get in touch with you. And just little quote to finish with. So I'm going to stop the recording here, and I'm going to stop the share. And if you do have any sort of more specific questions, you can just shout them out and we will get them going. So just stopping that right there. So thank you so much for your time.